Hello twin flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to a daily energy read. Let's get started right away. I've got this beautiful Spirit Junkie deck from the Gabby Bernstein to start our reading. Haven't used it in a long time, so you're welcome. It is actually quite magical. It does provide us affirmations, which I feel like it's a really nice timing for us to bring more of that positive affirmation in our life, remind ourselves how wonderful life is if we choose to see it that way. And then we'll go into our usual read. Remember that you can also ask your questions internally as you're starting to watch the reading, so that the messages that you get have a more specific meaning for yourself. And of course, if you enjoy what I'm doing, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in a personal reading, go to my website to order one, or send me an email. By the way, if you're ordering a reading from my website, you can just buy it through the shop. I will get an email about that. I will see it, and I'll reach out to you to agree about the time and date of the reading if you want a live reading. If you want a recorded reading, you don't basically the main question will be what are your questions, what's your situation, right? And I'll work with that and I'll send you the link to the reading. You can also send me an email if you have specific questions or concerns, like you want some kind of custom version of a reading. Then it's best to do it that way, and I can answer any questions and we can agree about next steps. Website is easier because it's easier to send payment that way, especially if you don't have Venmo, PayPal. This is the best way. But we can always discuss, and you can always, if it's going to be a different amount, you can just pay it through the website as a donation. That's an option too. Also, very soon I'm going to be putting a booking tool on my website, and probably as a link here as well in the description, so you can book specific time slot with me, and that will be especially useful if you're looking to do coaching, you are interested in doing a more deep astrology analysis for you, right, and working on specific items, just in a live setting. So let's dive into the reading. Feminines, your message is: I'm ready to go big, rise up, and step into my power. Yes, I started with a bit of a pep talk, but essentially that's what the message is, right? That feeling of readiness, that feeling of I'm ready, bring it on, baby. I'm in my prime, I'm in my power. Even if I don't have all the questions, even if my twin flame is not in union with me and I'm not in union with them, right? I am powerful and I'm ready to go big and rise up to the occasion. Somebody needed to hear that, especially if you have doubts about some next steps or a new opportunity, just because you don't feel like you've done enough, or you know enough, or you have enough time, or something else, right? Fill in the blanks, right? This is your confirmation that you are ready for it. Masculines, your affirmation: I send a prayer of love to all beings in need of miracle. Apologies for that. A prayer of love to all beings in need of miracle. Yeah, this is so powerful. And I would say, especially if you know those people, of course you can address them personally in your prayer, in your meditation. But even if you don't, I don't know, we have so many conflicts around the world. We have so many natural disasters and different reasons for why people are suffering collectively, right? And you can definitely also send them a message of love, because they definitely do need a miracle of some sort. Okay, and you are very powerful that way, divine masculines. As a light worker, that's one of your superpowers. Okay, I'm gonna use the Thelma deck for the read today. The last question is gonna be messages between twins. Bottom of the deck, Four of Swords. Yeah, it says deep meditation pose. And I feel like it's for both of the twins, we are in that space where we go deep and we listen. listen to ourselves, we listen to a higher power to understand what lies next, where do we want to go, what do we want to tackle. And we're still in the eclipse season, so we're still in the crossroads. Queen of Swords. Yeah, this is about understanding what is really happening, right? It's not just about moving through a day, doing the same thing, staying in the routine. I don't want to say killing time, but it's kind of like just like days passing by, right? And you're waiting for something better to come in at some point, right? No, it's like, show me the money, show me the truth. What is this about? Like, what is the focus right now? What is the lesson that I'm learning? What are the blessings that I'm getting in this particular experiences today, right now? That's the question to ask. Feminines, you've got Nine of Swords clarified by the Fool. The full moon energy is, I would say it's not as strong, but to me it alludes to some of the experiences or insights you may have had during the full moon time, which the peak was on Friday, early morning. But yeah, we definitely still experience that energy up till the end of the weekend. Now it's for us to kind of, based on those insights, to take action or to see what lies next, right? And to me, this is the main message here, is whatever you heard or listened, like witnessed or remembered or came up with, you know, some kind of download, some kind of channeled message came to you, or a sign that somehow either confused you or disappointed you. But the point of this was not to kind of get you stumbled, not to block your vision, and not to discourage you from going forward. It's to show you that you don't really know everything about it, right? It's like this extra angle to the situation. It's understanding better what that past experience was, right? And the main point is not to judge it right now. It also doesn't mean that you need to find all the answers and find all the lessons there, all the wisdom right now, right? You can, sometimes I take notes of those kind of insights or memories, so it's a little easier to go back to it when it feels like it's time, right? But if right now I'm in a different space and I'm focused on something else, maybe just acknowledging it, just saying your expressing your gratitude or compassion, whatever, or forgiveness, whatever the situation calls for, may be enough. So don't overthink it. Be more in that flow of like, okay, I acknowledge it. This is a little different than what I remembered before, but I'm gonna take it in, I'm gonna accept it, you know, and this is part of my story. So I'm glad that I now know more than I did before. Wow, and we have the moon for the masculines, 9 of Wands in the moon, and another 9, by the way. Yeah, so this is, I was talking about this eclipse time, the 2 weeks, this week and next week, being a cycle of its own. But more than anything, because it's a transformational time, we are at that space really like counting 8, 9, 10, and then we'll roll into a completely different page, right? So 9s are quite close to completion, not quite yet, but close to it. And 9 of Wands is that wounded warrior, is somebody who is tired, who has been through a lot, right? And is now kind of at the phase where it's like, I don't even know what is the right step anymore, right? Or what is true, what isn't, in terms of what I see, what I experience, what I feel in this life, right? Is it my ego? Is it something real? I can't really tell them apart always. Sometimes I can, sometimes I can't, and that's really frustrating. Because, you know, if I'm not on the right track, if I'm not interpreting things correctly, then I get myself stuck, right? Or I drive myself into the wall, and then I have to deal with the consequences of that. And again, because there is full moon here, the moon is bringing more of the emotional layer to everything that's going on for the masculines. So masculines, brace yourselves. It may be a little heavy emotionally, plus we're in Mercury retrograde, so maybe if there were people ways for you to get communication, get some kind of support, moral support for yourself, maybe they're not available right now, or it seems like they're so far away from you that either literally, physically, or at least in the mind space, right? Like they don't understand what you're going through. Like you may get that idea, but first of all, it's a belief, right? Maybe temporarily that's exactly what you need, because you're supposed to confront those feelings and emotions by yourself, right? But it's not a bad thing, you know? And whatever comes in, again, take it in, accept it. And if needed, we just spoke about the prayer of love. If needed, show that love and send that love to yourself. You know, talk to your inner child. There are inner child meditations these days, lots of them online, where you can access the time in your childhood when your inner child needed you, when something was happening where they felt lost or in danger or just really, really hurt, right? And you can show up for them, and you can send them that prayer of love, and you can be there for them. You can even visualize that you're physically supporting them in that moment. That could be a really powerful change with your current state. Additional question for today is Page of Cups clarified by 8 of Pentacles. Yes. So this is, to me, again, this is the side of appreciation for yourself and for other people in your life who have contributed to where you are right now, to your success. But first of all, to yourself. Don't skip that part, please. I know a lot of us aren't really comfortable in like praising yourself or being proud of yourself, you know, saying something good to yourself. You don't need to do it in public, by the way. You can do it just during your morning meditation ritual or something, right? But it's important to acknowledge the effort that you've put to be where you are right now, and also the effort of other people who help you be here. And don't feel pressure to remember like every single person who have been with you throughout your life, right? But at least the key figures. I'm sure that those who are important to the current moment in time, they will come up. What do feminines need to know about this? Ace of Cups clarified by 9 of Swords. Yeah, any kind of doubt or remorse can be fought. This is the second 9 of Swords for the feminines, by the way. It can be fought with love. Fought is a bad word in this case, right? But it can be, it's like, what's it called? An antidote to the issue, you know? It neutralizes it. And I was just talking about it a lot, so this is just a confirmation that whatever your anxiety or frustration is, Divine Feminine, self-love is the answer. And because even if this is targeted towards something or someone external, deep down, it's your own fear. It's your own remorse, feeling of guilt or shame, you know, something like that. It's within you. Don't look outside, look inside. Wow, masculines, 4 of Wands clarified by 3 of Wands. Masculines are looking at where they are right now, and they realize that it's all thanks to important people in their life, that they've made, that at some point they've made a decision to connect with them long term, to commit to that relationship, to pour into it, right? So it's like not just like sluggish and kind of like if it happens, it happens. I feel like it happens more with it happens. I feel like it's more relevant for masculine energy, to be honest with you. I don't want to be, you know, kind of discriminating, but and I mean, remember that feminines also have masculine energy. But that's what I see in life predominantly from masculines, that especially if they're kind of like a little bit into spirituality or energy field knowledge, they're thinking, oh, you know, like I'm just in the flow, I'm just following. And to them it means basically being lazy and just like kind of like procrastinating, right? Or just waiting for things to come to them, or like I'm gonna see how this plays out first. Not the same thing. Breaking news, right? But this is like the appreciation, the point of appreciation, where the masculines see how rewarding the partnerships are, where they've put in effort, where they've said yes, where it's been like this equal give and take, you know, where this commitment has been mutual. And yes, sometimes it's a risk. Pretty much all the time it's a risk. Unless this is a business contract and you have lawyers on both sides and you put in as much assumption as you can for any kind of contingency. But other than that, There's always a risk. And the more human-centric it is, the more risks they are, because we are so unpredictable. But it's still worth it. And that's the only way to do it. If you want to go deep, if you want to be in a very trusted partnership with someone, whether it's romantic or friendship or familial or business. Message from feminines to masculines. 7 of Swords clarified by 3 of Pentacles. Yeah, feminines are basically saying, I know I've been lied a lot. I've been lied to a lot in this life, right? Around what's valuable and what's not, and who is responsible for what part of the project, of the result, you know, like there's been a lot of manipulation when it comes to who gets the credit. That's the topic. And now I'm uncovering what it actually means and how much I've been undervaluated myself in those scenarios, right? So there's a lot of like this seeing the true self, and that's what the feminine is focused on right now. The beauty in self. And once you can see more beauty in self, you can appreciate that beauty in another person. Message from masculine to feminine. The World clarified by King of Cups. Yeah, masculines continue daydreaming, and they keep hearing this, you know, romantic songs and hearing something in movies and maybe even some stories. And, you know, it's something that they used to go as like, like, oh, come on, give me a break. Like, that's real life, right? No, this is your imagination. And now there is like inner conflict with them because they are having all these feelings and visions and emotions now. It's really hard to parse that inside their brain and start acting in alignment with that. So there's still some kind of conflict. They're like, what do I even do with it? Like, that's not cool to talk about it, to do something about it, you know, but there are all these feelings. And masculines are changing that pattern because they want to be more expressive. They just don't want to look silly. Of course they don't. They don't want to be taken advantage of when they talk about their feelings with an open heart, even if it's with the feminine, right? There's still that fear. And again, this is something that comes from the inner child wound and that time in their childhood. There's no complete trust yet, but they want to move forward. They want to do better with this, right? And that's the cycle that is being closed right now, that the masculines are working on. To be less afraid to express themselves, right? And to, in their head, to reconcile it more. So it doesn't seem like a fairy tale or nonsense, right? So it's like, wow, I'm so honored that I have this kind of experience in my life, because not everyone else does. Not everyone does, and not everyone can appreciate it. Definitely not everyone can, you know, do something with that energy, with that opportunity, and they don't want to lose it. So this is like that inner assertment for themselves that this is great, this is beautiful, I really cherish this, and I want to act on it. Okay, I hope this was useful to you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm gonna leave it here. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel, and until next time,